You speak as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it, smothered by it. Look at you now. He would have everlasting life. You seek to defy death, yet you cannot even defy sleep. And our like sleep is to death. It is a painted death.
You think you are free, that your decisions are your own. Tell me honestly, did you really choose this path? Or was it chosen for you? Your father, with every triumph, every failure, was it not his decisions that brought you here? Has his path not sealed your own? Marked out in golden bricks below your very feet. The path is set. Keep your head up. Keep your weapon loaded. Follow the battle brick road.
What is up, all of you fine people? I hope you were having a great day. It is Monday, November 6th, and we're doing something that I am really excited about sharing with you guys. As you can tell from my white glove here, I have started a band where I'm the front man. No, even more exciting than that. This is the process, guys. The books are here. We're ready to rock and roll. And now I'm getting down to business, which is to say on those interior head sketches, guys. And so this is the process. This is what I do when I'm doing this work. So we'll see how this goes. I will do my best to pay some attention, of course, and say what's up. But I might not be able to put chats on the screen because I got to make sure I've got my hands in the work here. What's up, Sark? How are you doing, my friend? It's great to see you. But this is the process, and I guess this is probably the closest I ever come to doing tattoos, because every single one of these books that I've got here costs a lot of money, and I need to make sure that whatever I'm drawing here I can live with. So that is a huge part of this process. But if you've ordered a head sketch in your book for the signatory page, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be a drawing with this type of pen right here, with this exact pen, come to think of it. And I have no pre-planned head sketches or anything like that when I'm doing these. It's just go for it. Everybody gets something a little bit different. What's up, First? How are you doing, my friend? It's great to see you. And so the process for me right now is about getting these done. I'm not sure exactly how many of these I have. I think it's more than 40, but I don't know how much more, because there was a tier that Phil requested that he wanted to be able to get art books 1 and 2, something I hadn't thought of, and also purchase a head sketch, and that wasn't available as an add-on. So I don't know if that's what numbers that's affected. So we're going to find out. We're going to see how all that stuff goes. But for now, I think I am all set at 40 of these things. And so what I've done is I've got already got my Gemini mailers, the prints are coming in, all of this cool stuff is on its way, guys. Timmy Mello, my man, how are you doing? I gotta pause to put you on screen. You beautiful man, you. Timmy Mello, it's great to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And First Comics channel member, it's great to see you, my friend. This is the thing, is that all of the stuff that I'm doing for this book, you know, I talked to the people who did the trading cards, who are also doing the art prints. I had to get them to send me a special template so that I could make sure that they were the right size and the right paper stock that I wanted to get for them. And, you know, it's crazy to see all this stuff kind of wrapping up right now and see where we're at with it. And for me, you know, doing these head sketches is something I've done on 2 books previously. And it's always crazy because I don't know what these things are going to be. I just kind of go in there and draw. I remember watching Jeff Darrow do this once at a convention when I was a kid, and watching Mobius do it and thinking, how do you draw in people's books? It's got to be so stressful. And, you know, here I am now drawing in this book. I've drawn in 2 other ones, and it is a absolute blast, guys. It's an absolute blast. So, you know, the goal for me is to make sure that I'm getting, you know, that's right, put some random items in the books like Hyper Wizard sticker or a coupon to Taco Bell. Yeah, I know. Apparently everybody's got an amazing game plan for these books, but that's what you guys get when you guys come in here and you back these books early. You're going to get things that nobody else is going to get in the future. So it's a wild thing. That's why it says right there, clear as you can see it, says first printing, guys, because this is the first printing of Nosfero, and the next book will not have that on the interior. And I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be even offering in terms of head sketches and things, because I've got a lot of things planned, and you know, I can't tell you. It all started with you guys. It all started with you guys who are channel members, you guys who were sending super chats back when we were starting this crazy thing out at the beginning, and now we are here. Now we've got the books, and it was crazy because I just got a omnibus of a book I had when I was a kid, or a comic I collected when I was a kid. And the thing that was sort of interesting to me about it is it's coming out as an omnibus for the first time now. So this is the first time that it's ever been, you know, put together in an omnibus. And I thought, wow, what is the chance of all of that timing lining up? But it's weird. I've been wanting to do this forever. I've been wanting to get to this stage, which is the fulfillment stage, which is the putting the sketches together. And it's crazy, guys. It's such a relief to get here, but I will say this. There's a lot more to do. There is a lot more stuff to do, but we are on our way. But I hope everybody's having a good one, guys. I've been seeing a lot of cool stuff and been in a very good mood, just trying to make sure I got everything I needed. I was about to do, I started doing this work yesterday, but then I realized that I didn't have a new pen, and I have to have a fresh pen when I'm doing this stuff. And that's really the thing that's sort of crazy, man. OFC phone right as Shanth is starting. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, man. It's the craziest thing about this stuff is that you know, there's so many stages to making a comic book. I'm sure it's the same with you know, anything that we do, any creative output that we do. There's the editing, there's the writing, there's the, you know, lettering and word balloons and all of that kind of stuff. I started my my morning today doing a CG Kings intro for my Comicsgate brother Eric Weathers, and so I don't know if I mean, Ethan got it. He was like, hey, thanks, man. I don't know if it's going to be premiering tonight because, you know, I'm assuming it probably will, but it's hard to remember sometimes. But I sent it over to Eric. He got a chuckle out of it. And, yeah, man, it's like it never stops. The grind don't stop. You guys know that. If you've been a part of this channel for a while, you know the grind does not stop, man. It's so good to see you, Mark. I hope you're having a great one, man. But he's saying hello, hello. I watched 0 YouTube yesterday. It was surreal. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Sometimes we miss a chance to do it. Channel member Simply Green is here. Simply Green, it's great to see you in the house. Just got to make sure I got everybody there. There we go. But, yeah, this is... I remember talking to somebody about tattoos. Shout out to all my tattoo artists out there and folks who've got tattoos. And I said, I like to erase too much to... to ever be a tattoo artist. That stresses me out. Although when I'm doing these, I can't really erase, but that's the thing that's great about it. Every single one of these is unique. There's nothing formulaic about these head sketches. I just kind of go in and you know, put on the white glove and try to, you know, handle the book as little as possible so that I can make sure that it looks pristine when it gets to you. But yeah, this is how you will know your book is yours if you got one of these head sketches. Nobody else is going to have the exact same thing you have. You know, and no signature is going to be the same until I can figure out how to get a very convincing stamp of my signature to save time. Or hire an outstanding plagiarist. But no, I wouldn't do that to you guys. That's not how I roll. That's not how I do things. But I've watched a lot of creators doing this kind of stuff. I used to show this on Instagram, or maybe I would show, because that was back in the art book days before I was really on YouTube. And now that I think about it, I'm just kind of thinking this might be the first time I've ever streamed head sketches. So that's pretty wild. But that's how it goes. I found a... let's see if I can find... There we go. Let me see. First Comics is here saying hello. Everybody's saying hey, hey, hey. Laugh out loud. So strange seeing Sean with a pen instead of a paintbrush. And you know what's crazy, guys? I was talking with somebody about this. I guess it was... Was it last night? All of the days blend together, guys, in this CG, Iron Age, whatever you want to call it, world. But I was talking to another comic skater artist, amazing dude, and yeah, we had a really nice conversation. And I was saying to him, you know, I started out drawing. You know, I was a drawer before I was a painter. And I had no idea that this was in my future. And it always kind of, it's funny because I think that, you know, it's natural for people to think, oh, wow, that's probably what you've always done. But no, this is closer to what I've always done right here. You can really see the line work influence that you'll see in a lot of my paintings when you see this stuff, actually. So, here we go. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, you got to talk to your drawings. You're going to do this a little bit when you're working, you know. You're always going to talk to your drawings, you know. Yeah, keep up with your sleep, Shanth. No one else can do it for you. You're 100% right. There you go. Yeah, I think you've told me about this before, if I'm not mistaken. Awesome one. Remind me if that was something you've told me about. What is up, Paulus Arts? How are you doing? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's great to see you. And Hazret, how are you doing? Great to see you. How are you? Bonsoir. Bonsoir to you as well. Let's see here. Hello, Hazret. You cursing at us. There you go. John says. But yeah, I mean, it's you just kind of know, you know when you're happy with it and you got it more or less. Now this is the tricky part for me. You know when you've got it where you need it to be. So put the card there to catch, and then do this bit of it, which is always important. So here you guys go. God, this is the first time I've ever streamed this. Now we let that dry just a little bit. This is a very quick drawing marker. It can write on pretty much, or pen I should say. It can write on just about anything and it doesn't smear. And one of the considerations that I had to have when I was doing this stuff, what's up, Crenshaw? How are you doing? It's great to see you. One of the things that was a big part when I was starting this whole thing was, I was talking to the printers and I said, if I go too high gloss with the paper, I'm worried my pen will not be able to won't be able to hold up to what I'm going to do with it. So I don't want it to smear or something like that when I'm doing it. I want to make sure that it works. So I get these high quality pens that can write on glass and can do all of that great stuff. And that is a huge part of what we got to do here. Do you know what I mean? What's up, Shipper Militia? Are you in the house? Where are you? There you are. It's great to see you, my friend. How are you doing? But that's what we got to do. We got to make it great, and we got to make sure that people are getting what they're after. So here we go. I think that's dry and ready to rock and roll. So here's the next phase. Watch me drop the book on stream. That would be great. When I say to you guys that every single one of these 600 orders is going to be handled by me, by moi, what I mean is exactly that. So just put that in there. And there we go. Another book ready to go for a customer. And I've got all of my... move you over here. I've got all of my bags and boards up here on this stand. And that is the game plan. So here we go. Here's another one. Look at that. The terror of the blank canvas, as they say. What's up, Scottsley? How are you doing, brother? It's great to see you. And hello to everybody here. Yes, the dreaded simultaneous live streams by two of my favorites. There's tons of live streams going on every single day. It's so... it's craziness. But, what's so funny is that's why I always tell people, if you're going to start YouTubing, if you're going to start streaming, your process and what you do, you just got to stream. There's always going to be somebody streaming, and there's always going to be, a bigger problem for me anyway, is there's always going to be something you could be doing and that you got to get done. But streaming has to be on that list. What shall I do here? Oh, I see something in there. Usually I just kind of look at the paper texture and I sort of see if it tells me something. I mean, it's no different than when I'm making my art for the interiors. I just kind of look and see what I can find. There we go. That's how we start these things. Let me do this too, actually. Yeah, but I only watch very few, select few. Oh, that's right. I left. You left Jericho for this one. No, now I feel terrible. I'm going to be shoving this book in the faces of everybody I know. Thank you, Shipper Militia. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Listen, guys, this is a big undertaking. And I was telling my missus today. I said, the great Mrs. Enjetti. I said, this book is insane in terms of the work involved in it. Like, it's just, these painted books are crazy, but the production, the shipping, all of that stuff, man. Awesome. Great, man. Terrific. Yeah, I know that was launching today. God, there's so much stuff going on. Shout out to Chuck Dixon and all the folks over at the Rippaverse, including Gabe and Eric Weathers, who work over there. Yeah, it's, you know what? It's so funny. That's literally, like, if you you guys will have a party on this stream naming these things, because they're going to be ridiculous. And I just realized something. I have the technology. Let me see if I can make this happen. Let's see here. Move that and see if I can get that. There we go. I have the technology to get that in focus a little bit more for you guys. There you are. So now you guys can see all of the terror I face every time I put pen to paper, man. Oh, was it a wild launch for AlphaCore? Timmy, you're going to have to fill me in the chat, man. I have no idea what is happening. I was excited today to get my white gloves that I need in order to do this. and also to get my pens in the mail, because I was, when you want to get something done and you've got a lot of things ahead of you, and then you go and you think you have something that works, and you go, oh no, it's out of ink. That's what happened with this pen, man. It was just so frustrating. It's like, how did I forget that? How did I forget that, I needed to check the pens? So, but that's all right. In the world of Amazon, I can get things pretty fast, so. Oh, this is going to be really fun. I have no idea what this is going to be, but I think it's going to be fun. And maybe that was Bob Ross's secret when you think about it. If you say to yourself, hey, this is going to be fun, maybe it just changes your energy. What is up? We're nearing 550K on Alpha Core. Oh, man. Eric, I'm so sorry, man. Not everything can be Nosfero. Dude, you rock star. Congratulations. This is, my man Eric is in the chat. If you guys don't know, you should know. Comicsgate King and all-around legend. Eric Weathers is the letterer on Nosfero the Cryptwalker. He is my artist brother. He's my Comicsgate brother. And, we share art books via text and all that kind of stuff. And it's always, when Weathers is in the room and when Weathers is in your life, it's always good weather, man. And so that's the secret. What's up, Moss? How are you doing? Oh, let me tell you something, Moss. This is going to be a great book. Yeah, it's okay. It happens. My man, yes, Lloyd, we are finally here. The great Eric Weathers. Never get it twisted, folks. Yes, we are here. We are at first channel member, the man, Stephen Rockwood, and of course, Lloyd Burton. I'm doing interior sketches. I am so excited to be getting to the point, November 10th. We're going to get all those addresses, and then we get to work, man. That sketch I did for you, I don't know if you saw this, but I was on a show the other day, and everybody who sees that sketch, and including quite a few of my friends who work in concept art, are like, whoa, I've never seen that before. Did you come up with that? And I'm like, yes. The first time, as far as I know, that particular motif for the bride was ever used by an artist or illustrator. That'd be so funny if that was true, but no one's pointed out that they've seen it somewhere before, was on your head sketch. So I came up with that idea for doing that on your head sketch, and I think it would be great for you more than anybody else if that was a first, and if it inspires artists to try something similar, because I want you guys to have, just the best. Only the best is good enough is the motto. And that goes with everything I do. Just really trying my best. And if it's not, and if it falls short, it's never because that's where I was aiming. I don't try to aim shorter than where I'm at, man. And that's what it's about, man. Play the Bancroft clip. Yeah, I wish I had that in here. I don't have it on me. But yeah, man, I just love doing this kind of stuff. I love the idea of making these things handcrafted for you guys, because that's a major factor for the artwork and the books I love, whether it's, the what's it called? The graphics duo shade that was used in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics, or all of the great indie books that I was a huge fan of. That's the stuff that I'm interested in. That's what I like to see, and I always like to feel that sense that it was hand created for somebody, or by somebody for me. And, not only am I going to be packing these books up as I sign them, and as I do these head sketches, so you guys know every single one of these books is going to go through my hands as I'm working on it, and signing every single one of these books, because you guys, seriously, guys, this is a big deal. What is up, channel member Cranberry Langers? How are you doing, my brother? And it's such a beautiful thing. Yeah, there's so many great artists out there, Lloyd, and I'm so inspired when I see the stuff that they're doing. Lloyd, I watched this guy this is the least specific story I'm ever going to tell, Lloyd, and I apologize. I saw this guy on this YouTube channel, and he was showing how to make a medieval book, like a hardback book, from scratch. He just scratch built a book as books were built during medieval times, and he shows you the whole process in 4K, and I just was like, this is the greatest thing ever. It was so inspiring, man. And I sent it to Eric Weathers, and Eric Weathers goes, is this what you're going to do for Nosferatu 2? And I'm like, no. But, I mean, at every step of it, I was so nervous for the dude. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, what if you drill the holes in the wrong place here? What if the glue's in the wrong place? I mean, this guy... now, we're looking at somebody who I would bet has done it thousands and thousands of times at this point. But, man, I love watching people showing off those unbelievable traditional skills, man. It's crazy stuff. Yeah, you might know the vid. It's got, I think, over 1 million views because that's what it is, man. It's craziness to see, you know. It's yeah, I mean, I'm telling you guys, if the ultimate cure for any type of stress besides, you know, inspiring artwork and, you know, being around folks that are positive and motivated is, you know, working on a craft. I think that while I think art is all fine and good, you know, there's nothing wrong with art. Some of my best friends are artists. But while there's you know, while art is fine and good, I think that craft is the meditative part of things. Whether you're woodworking or, you know, if you're just whittling, if you just go out and grab yourself a stick from the backyard and whittle that thing down to nothing, there's something about, you know, again, idle hands, right? There's something about keeping yourself busy, whether it's just organizing something or whatever. Sometimes I put on YouTube videos, you know, and they're kind of just like podcasts to me, you know, like I'm just listening to the audio, and I just go and do the dishes, or I'll clean something up or break down some cardboard boxes, or in this case, just stack up a bunch of bags and boards, build the comic book magazine-sized boxes, or short boxes or long boxes they make, so I'm ready to go. Yeah, you got to know how to do that stuff so we can rebuild civilization after the Omega Wave hits. Indeed, I'd agree. Crafting art is its best form of its best form of recreation. You're 100% to me, Mello, and I know you know. I saw a guy make a winter shelter by building up dry reeds and making my God. Yeah, there's so much stuff to do. You know, there's great stuff, man. Yeah. This is the time for imagination to go wild. You're absolutely right. And I'm really thankful that people are doing that kind of stuff, man. Right on, Crenshaw. You know what I'm talking about. What is up? How are you doing? Oh, hey, I backed this book a while ago since I like the art. Then I forgot it. It's starting to ship now. The last chance for everybody to update their addresses is November 10th. And then we start shipping. We collect everything. So I'm signing all the books. And for the people who backed at the head sketch tier, I'm doing head sketches. So yeah, I've got all 600 of the books over there in boxes in my studio. I've got bags and boards, and this is the other part of it. This is the grueling by hand part of what we do here. So yeah, and thank you for backing the book. Thank you so much for supporting this book. It is beautiful, and the cool thing is, I can assure you that every single dollar and then some that you guys invested in backing this book is coming back to you, because these are incredible. I don't want to tell you how much each one of these books costs, just the printing, not the drawing of it, not the art supplies. But these are incredibly well-made and high-quality books. I'm sure you can tell. The paper stock is heavy and all of that stuff, but you'll see when you get it, you know, in your hands. This stuff is pretty serious. So I'm really, really proud of how it came out. And I shout out to my printer, because they really they've done some really great work for me, and this was a different kind of challenge, because there was a lot of color, you know, and corrections to make sure that we had everything where they were, or where it needed to be, because, you know, books are, you know, even though I've done 2 of them, a comic book is a slightly different kettle of fish. So they were asking me a lot of questions about, you know, bleed space and moving things over, and I had to reassure them it was okay for certain things to be closer, you know, to the border and everything like that. Yeah, I think it's about 45. You know, I think I've got about 45. And I got to tell you, Cranberry Langers, you guys can name these characters as I do them. I have no idea what these are. Timmy Mello, my mother, may she rest in peace. Absolutely, absolutely. God bless her. Was really great at crafting floral decorative clocks. My goodness, that's kind of where I got my eye for art. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, Timmy, that's so great. I love hearing that. It's so great to hear that kind of stuff, because I think that we often don't know, what kind of influence we're having on people, and I'm sure, and I hope your mom, knew, and I'm sure she knows now what an influence that had on you. So that's wonderful, dude. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, it's not a small thing. It's not a trivial thing to bring beauty into the world for people and to share something. I watch a lot of different people sharing their skills, and they're not things I can do. They're not things I think I'll ever be able to do. But they inspire me to kind of ask the question and say, look, I can, I should try doing something like this, or I should do my version of this, figure out what I want to do. And I know it was that way with Mrs. Enjeti when she discovered knitting, which is just a massive part of her now, and our kids have a lot of skills and things that they do, so it's great. Oh my gosh, Cranberry Langers, my mom did graphic design and cartoons. Absolutely, man, I love it, man. Yeah, coming up on the 10-year anniversary, and well said, John. Well spoken and well said, man. Yeah, and everything I do, actually, my wife and I are looking at, weather permitting. One of the things I said I was going to do that I'm looking forward to doing is I said I was going to deliver the first copy of this book to H.P. Lovecraft. And his grave is about 30 minutes from my house, maybe 35 minutes from my house. And so I think tomorrow, depending on what the weather's like and what other factors are going on, that's what we'll be doing. So I may record a little video there, just for you guys to see, because it's been as you guys know, it's been a journey, and this book would not be anything like what it is. It wouldn't exist, in my personal opinion, if it weren't for the work of H.P. Lovecraft. And it's kind of unfortunate because you guys know, I don't have to tell you, what is up, Tariki? I haven't seen you in ages. How are you doing? Seeing how some of the pages came to life was really cool, but seeing you hold the finished printed books in your hands is just awesome, Hale. Oh, man. You got me with that. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah. It is a very emotional experience to be here at this point. I am really, really proud of this book. I am truly grateful for all of the support that I've gotten, and it just would be impossible for me to overstate that, because you guys know that how important it is to have people who are positive and enthusiastic, around you to motivate you. And that is one of the things that you guys do for me. I need that sort of stuff too. Every now and again, I need somebody to say, hey, good job, hang in there, you're doing what you're doing. That's why I have my cat poster behind me that says hang in there. And you guys do that, man. It's supper time. Let me tell you this too. I was reading Dracula the other day, and it was so funny. Dracula goes, I have fixed your supper. Sup how you please. And I thought, I've never heard sup used in that way. So sup how you please, my friend. Awesome one. Crenshaw FAO says, didn't know my crafty skills until my wife made me build a giant Narnian wardrobe. I love C.S. Lewis. For Christmas a couple of years ago. Now she knows, and I'm kept busy. That's right. The honey-do list is ever expanding. Jeremy Burtz, my artist brother, all of you guys, I got some amazing, Stephen Rockwood, all of you guys were crushing on that art competition, man. Everybody did so well, man. Cranberry Langers in the house again. Yeah, man. Jeremy, it is so great to see you in the chat, Jeremy Burtz. Thank you for being a channel member, brother. I appreciate it. All of this stuff helps so much, man. So much. But yeah, we're just, the art of doing this kind of work, and with all of the things that we do here, it's a lot. It's immense, and certainly the more scale you have, like, I have to tell you this: when I hear about Eric July hitting, however much it is now, 500 and, something thousand, dollars. I think of fulfillment, and I know he's got a team. I know he knows how to run a team, but I feel so tired. What is up, Michael Bancroft, my brother, my Brogan? How are you doing? It is so great to see you, man. Yes, hail chat indeed. Speaking of people who've got me busy, I've been talking to. I've been incredibly fortunate. I've been talking to and having some great conversations with some artists and some folks in Comicsgate, including Michael, Eric Weathers. About seeing about me doing some artwork of their characters in their world, and all of this stuff when I launched this campaign and when I stepped into this space. I'm really glad I did those first 2 art books that were done sort of without the amazing Comicsgate support, because I got a sense of where the base was, the bottom was on my work and what I could do. But I have to be honest with you, I could have had no concept of the friends that I've met during this process, and the people that I've talked to, and just the people I've reconnected with as a result of doing this book. And so I'm a big believer in that, man. That's what you've got to do sometimes, man. That's it. You guys are cracking me up, man. Timmy saying, hey, to Michael Bancroft. Yeah, man, that's what it is, man. Michael Bancroft is a daily dose of inspiration, man. That's right. 100%. Yeah, Shanth noped right out when it came to judging. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I ain't too proud to admit that. I told Michael, I go, if you think I am going to get involved in this, there's a reason I don't do art competitions, or certainly I haven't yet. Oh, man, it makes me feel stressed just thinking about it. But it's just like, I just was so impressed by all of the entries in that, man. I mean, you guys really threw down, and you should be really proud of yourselves. I think I said this on the stream, but if I haven't said it on this stream, the level of quality of Wizard magazine entrants from all over the country back in the old Wizard art contest days came nowhere close to the level of quality, man, that Michael had in that. It was incredible. It was incredible. Just really great stuff. Yeah, you guys should be very, very proud of that stuff. And it just showed how much you guys are you understand the characters, and how you understand, you've got a real connection with them. And I just think it makes more people want to do that kind of stuff and get the word out, because, I mean, that really is the lifeblood of what we do, is just enthusiasm and passion for art and telling new stories. See here. No idea where these are going ever. There you go. Going to run an auction for the traditional pieces. I cannot wait. I'm in possession of so much incredible art now. I don't know what to do with it all. That's what I love about this space, man. And it's funny too. Inspiration is such an engine. It's such an engine for what we do. It's the fuel for what we do. And, stay inspired, man. Like I said, give nihilism absolutely no quarter. I mean, that's why in the link, I think the link to the t-shirts is in the description. It might not be, come to think of it. But that's why I have that on the t-shirts and all the fun Iron Age stuff I've been doing. Because it really is important to just, when you see nihilism attempting to creep into your life, check it. And tell it, just sell that sell that stuff someplace else. We are all set. We don't need any more of that. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I've got to keep these white gloves on. Hey, what's up, Michael? How are you doing, man? Michael, do I pronounce your name correctly? Is it Michael Deach or is it Michael Deachy? Because I heard someone pronounce it that way the other night, and I thought, oh my gosh, am I pronouncing his name wrong all this time? Do let me know. You've got to build a connection in the space. Oh, my glasses just fell off. I'm like, why is this hard to read? You've got to build a connection in the space, even if there's no immediate payoff. Absolutely right. Never know how things will come together down the line. Well, you know what's so funny is I was talking to somebody about that. I've talked about that with several people. So if you've had a conversation with me, don't think I'm talking just about you, because I've had that conversation 50 times. Or if it makes you feel better, say, hey, he's talking about me. About the if you do things and you purely on the this is going to get me here, there, whatever, all the things have taken me incredible places. Oh, Dicha, there we go. Michael's like, it's Dicha. Get it right. There we go. Yeah, that's right. Monsters are my jam. That's what I got to do, man. That is what I've got to do. That's the thing for me when I'm doing all this work is, I want to make sure that the stuff is inspiring. I want to make sure the stuff is interesting. And again, it's all got to be, this one of a kind. And, every single signature I do on these books, they're personalized. And I really wanted to do that when I came into, making my own art books. And when I came into Comicsgate, it just seemed like a natural thing to continue doing. It may seem insane, but then I'm doing a fully painted comic book, so sanity has gone out the window at that point. I mean, it's just craziness. I was telling my studio mate this the other day, one of my brothers, and I was telling another guy last night, another Comicsgater last night, that doing a fully painted comic book is like taking one of those little kid spoons or sporks that they have and eating a whale that's beached itself. It's crazy. Bancroft does know all. Dicha. If that's how it's said, then I am correcting it now. And my apologies, man. My apologies. Let's see. Long or short A at the end. I don't even know what that all means, but I love you. And I have the all-seeing bogan eye. Got it. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome. Let me see here. There we go. Now let me rotate this a little bit just because I want to get just a little bit more of a little frill there on this thing. Yeah, this is fun. I love making this stuff for you guys. I mean, oh man, working on this book and not being able to share it with you guys and how long it takes to get to the point where I can share it with you guys is probably the hardest part of doing any of this stuff. So this really is the fun part because, I started out, thinking, gosh, I hope this funds, and then I hope this isn't impossible to do because it doesn't fund very high at all. And, we hit that sweet spot where it's doable. And we were able to sustain ourselves kind of through the tough time of having to spread that money out over the whole time of producing it. What's up, Citizen Ronan? How are you doing, my friend? It's great to see you, man. Let's see here. Anything close is fine. It's the German short ending. Got you. So yeah, not that it's the exact same kind of pronunciation, but my grandmother's maiden name was Ensenebner, so I'm a fourth Austrian. So I had an Uncle Franz, Uncle Gerald, Actually, I think my Uncle Franz was the manager of the Linz Lask, so the football team of Linz, Austria. And just a crazy time. So I spent some time over there as a kid, and yeah, German was spoken. I don't understand a word of it, but or I do understand a word of it. I know what all the profanity means. But it was spoken a lot in my household, so there you go. Here we are. Okay, just want to take a look at this and make sure I got everything where I want it to be. There we go. Get a little texture. There we are. Okay, that's fun. Let's see if there's anything else I want to do on that. Alrighty, so we'll move this over here. I'm probably still going to want to do something on this after, but we'll see where it goes. Let me see. What is... look at you guys. Michael, how are you doing? I've got a lot of Michaels in the house. Very well represented. And hail to you, my friend. My goodness. Is it Desjardins? Is that how I pronounce that? I probably am butchering that. If it's not Desjardins, I apologize. Just remember, Germans pronounce everything. Not like... Oh, snap. That couch is going to be cold tonight, man. Yes, is detailed and alarming like everything else in German. That's right. You guys are cracking me up today, man. That's great, because I could always use it. It's always fun to hear, hear what you guys say in the chat. So much comes out of it, man. So much fuel. There we go. Let's breathe a little bit here. I mean, this stuff is supposed to dry immediately, but I mean, I'm me. That's right. Trust in Allah, but tie up your camel, I believe, is what Sinbad always said. And if it's good enough for Sinbad, it's good enough for me. Michaels are taking over the chat. You know it's true. Oh, Desjardins. Is that right? Did I get it right that time, or did I just, ruin it again? What is up, Arthur Line? How are you doing, my friends? Great to see you. Oh, my God. You guys are killing me. Got to keep my hands steady while I do this work, man. Okay. Go. And this in there. There we go. And another one. There we are. Cool. All right, guys, hang on one second. I'm going to grab some more books so you guys can see. This is, the amount of books I have over there is just crazy, man. Just craziness. Let me grab some of these bad boys. Okay, got through the first level. Yeehaw! See if I can get back into my chair now. Guys, look at this. Look at all of these books. So much fun. Try not to knock over all my books when I get back into my chair here. What is up, Dale? Hey, how are you doing? Hello to you, my friend. Yeah, we are off at the races, man. We are off at the races on these books. So here we go. Here's another head sketch. But yeah, it's really satisfying to see how great these came out. And when I was watching that How to Make a Medieval Book, one of the cool things about it. Oh, call the Joyce Voice to join the chat too. Yeah, I should. If I wasn't spinning plates, I absolutely would. He's my main man. Lord Ravener, how are you doing, man? I haven't seen you in ages. How have you been? Yeah, that's right. Steven Rockwood's like, that one's mine. There you go. It's how it is, man. Yeah, I want to do a stream with the Choice Voice. He did a stream that really got me thinking. He was doing a review of a horror movie called Boogeyman, or was it Boogeyman? I think it was Boogeyman. And he just made a really insightful observation about horror movies. And he always does. It's you get a lot of that stuff from him, but he's a terrific guy, man. He was just talking about all of these different aspects of horror, and one of the ones he talked about is he said, why is it in modern horror movies, and by that I mean for the last I don't know how long, there's this trope of a kid who's going through a hard time, and their parents, don't believe them, and all the kids at school are bullying them, and he was like, I don't understand, why this is always the case. And I'd never really thought about that before. And he was saying things like, you have a character who's just had a tragic loss in their life, and then all of the kids at school know this and just bully the heck out of the kid. And it really got me thinking. And I said, that is what the thing that it got me thinking about was less so why is that a trope, but what is the impact of that trope? And the thing I kept coming back around to is, is almost this kind of sense that the antisocial attitude that other people are never going to get you, which in some ways can lead to, a very narcissistic view of the world, which is like, no one understands my pain. No one, people are incapable of empathy, that kind of thing. But also, I think that the true, motivator for horror, when I think about a movie like Alien, or I think about so many of the movies that I've seen, the horror of your nightmares on Nightmare on Elm Street is isolation. If you start out isolated, I don't know if that's horror. So that was something I've been really thinking about. What is up, Phil? How are you doing? My brother in Chicago. How have you been? But it's very strange, man. It was like, everybody kind of starts out antisocial, and then at the end there's almost this like self-obsessed aspect to the character where the character is kind of like, if you project it out, the character is essentially like, well, now I was right the whole time, and no one believed me, but I was right, and I knew everything, and no one... And it's like, yeah, what is that lesson you're walking away from there? Humanity is just, across the board terrible. Like, if you've got a story where someone has just, lost their parent or their loved one, or if you've ever had an experience where something like that happened at a school, if somebody looked at me and go, you know what we need to do now? We need to bully that guy. I think me and my friends would be like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, seriously, is your soul broken? Like, why would that be a natural reaction? What is up, Blackjack? How are you doing? Yeah, oh man, I'm excited for Kings tonight because I just did an intro. I spent this morning doing an intro and trying to figure it out for the great Eric Weathers, who is now a Comicsgate King. So well deserved. That guy has put in more hours of work on people's books, including mine, including Nosfera, where he was the letterer, that I could not be happier for him. What a great dude, man. But it's when I see movies where characters are isolated in that way, and I would say the movie I really remember that happening with, and it makes a certain amount of narrative sense, was with Child's Play, where no one believes him that his doll is talking. You've got a single mom. She's exhausted. She's desperately trying to get things to work, and she can't give him all of the attention that he needs. And there's all this really tough kind of stuff in there. But I think it's kind of become the norm that you can't trust anybody, and I think that's kind of a sad way to view the universe. I'm not sure if that's my way of doing things. One of my favorite antisocial characters is Francis Tooth Fairy Dolarhyde from Red Dragon. Wow, there you go. Yeah. That's an intense movie. Humanity I don't give credit to in general, populace now, but I could be wrong. There you go. I believe Andy launches his art book today. Oh, that's awesome. So many great launches. What's up, Comrade Sammy? How are you doing? Great to see you. I'm the sheepdog. That's right, man. There you go. Yeah, supernatural monsters targeting isolated kids with no support system like real world. Yeah, that is definitely true. You should do an intro for Rob Hunter. That is just a montage of him laughing, or use EPS Laughing Man logo with Rob's face. That's good, actually. Yeah, oh gosh, guys, it's been crazy. In that way, was going to say, because isolation is often the bigger... Yes, absolutely right. And so that was the thing that I started to think about, right? Which is that the isolation... how do I put this? One of the tricks of what we do as storytellers, but whenever we're doing that type of work, is not to write the story from the perspective of the person, and this is me talking way above my pay grade in terms of the literature aspect of this, but at least for me, the stories that have affected, let me talk as an audience member, the stories that have affected me the most have been the stories that have made me understand something that I wouldn't have thought of in that way. And so if a character starts out being at that point of isolation, I guess the real trick for me is how do I
how do I get there if I don't know that experience? If I know that experience, then it's not that hard, but it's that's the real trick, I think. And so I'm kind of curious to see, like, when did it become a trope? Because I have no doubt it can be a very useful story tactic, to use that as an aspect of the character. But it just seems like it's everywhere, and it gets to a point to where I wonder what the saturation of this type of experience does. And then
The other flip side of that I was thinking about today is,
if you're somebody who is having that experience and all you know is isolation, what does it do when your media and entertainment tells you that's all there is? Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, great. Like, when I was a kid, I was, one of those people who really liked to watch, like, shows that were, there was, like, characters that gave, good guidance and gave you a sense of, things being, not so isolated. Because I think during the times when I felt isolated as a kid, in a lot of ways, I think it was comics and comic book characters and television characters that were telling me, that there was more. There was more on the horizon, that things could get better, man. And, the thing that got me was, I remember the most frustrated that I've ever been with comic book news, and I wasn't even reading the comics at this point, so that's how much it bothered me, was when they broke up Peter Parker and Mary Jane's marriage, which was such a wonderfully written marriage by David, I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong, but Michelinie, I think it is. He wrote such great Spider-Man relationships with Mary Jane and Peter Parker and all of the big villains. I mean, he just had such a verve to what he was writing. And I just was like going, and I believe there was even some, I think Peter Parker may have even hit Mary Jane was the thing that I heard, and it made me feel sick when I heard that. Someone say that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I was like, ugh, gross. My isolatory apartment may as well be the universe. Introvert problems. That's right. Yeah, that's true. For introverts, that's what it is, right? Well, you divide people to make them weaker. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah. It was crazy. Like, why? It's such a depressing, I don't know. Like, I think that it was Denny O'Neil back in the day on a documentary that Alex Ross, Frank Miller, and a bunch of those guys were on. And he said, I understand that people wanted to kind of do some deconstructionist stuff, but he goes, my big question was always, where are you going to go with that? What happens once you've deconstructed everybody? And I think that is, we're living it right now. Once everybody's deconstructed, once all your values are, in tatters, are people going to still show up to the movie theater? Because it's like, yeah, hey, listen, watch us really destroy it this time. It's no, people seem like they're dipping out. And I don't blame them. I think people should, if people are going to give you money to go see a movie, even if it's a horror movie, all they've got is the experience. I was actually really surprised that, this is going to sound like a very roundabout way of getting to the, but it's me. You guys know that. I was actually very surprised that people were surprised that Five Nights at Freddy's is doing so well. I've been hearing about that from my kids forever. Like, it was big, and I thought, surely there's going to be people who go see this. And it was kind of a collective experience for the fans of that story. A few of them, enough of them watched it at the theater, even though it was streaming simultaneously online, that it made the money it did, which I think is blowing people's minds, and it's crazy. Yeah, the beginning of marital woes for Peter, yes. Sisyphus Parker, 100%. Yeah, I walked away from Marvel when Peter sacrifices marriage and child to. Yeah, that's one of those things, isn't it? Hard to come back from that, isn't it? It's craziness. But yeah, I mean, like people are all like, I don't think people. How do I put this? I think that a lot of people who are I don't want to say that because they're not creative, but maybe that is a part of it. But I think that really people who are really good at entertaining an audience are able to understand what's going on in that audience. Now, it doesn't mean they're just mirroring back, the audience to themselves, because that clearly does not work. That clearly is not, satisfying to the audience. But I think that I think that the fact that people were shocked about, oh, you can make a successful video game movie, and it's like, no, you just gotta you gotta look at what gotta look at the material, and then you've got to make a good movie. It's video games. People act like video games, came from outer space or something. It is the weirdest thing in the world. Video games aren't that complicated. In terms of like films, like you go see a movie and the job is entertainment and the job is to pull you in. That could be Oppenheimer or that can be the Barbie movie. Or it could be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 1990. Tetris, Super Mario Brothers, BioShock Infinite, all of these games at a certain point, there's got to be something that connects with a human being, not something that connects with AI or technology. It's bizarre. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that's exactly. I think they do think that. I think it's crazy. Yeah, Dan Slott is such a hack. Cranberry Langers. I'll never get over this. People are moved by that. Well, you're seeing. Let me read this one here. My glasses just fell. Here's not really that surprising. Yes. That was a huge back in YouTube game streaming picked up. Yep, a lot of those kids are now young adults and love the nostalgia the movie brings, and God bless them, because they are, from what I heard from, and I'm going to tell you, shock you, I'm not that dialed into the Five Nights at Freddy's fan base, so I cannot, claim to be an authority on it. But this is the thing. I've been hearing that the fans thought it was good. It was accessible, like it was a base hit, but it wasn't like it was, the deepest storytelling that was possible, but they seemed like they were, satisfied that it didn't just insult the work, which is, hell, that's a success in this day and age. So I was really glad to hear that. I was really glad to hear that it seemed like, for the most part, they were satisfied, and they won the box office, too. I'm sure they're really excited by that. There we go. Yeah, now we're getting this here. This is always so fun, guys. I love doing these sketches for you guys. 25 people in here, 23 likes. If you're in here and you haven't hit the like yet, please do. It does help. I think it links back to trying to justify personal life choices through the story, kind of along the same lines as our last one. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. People want to feel like things make a little bit of sense, just a touch of sense. So my friend Michael, since you was brought up earlier, John, I think you brought him up, of the Choice Voice, the reason why I found him and I found his YouTube channel is he was one of the first people talking about the sequel trilogy being a betrayal of these characters coming out of the theater after The Force Awakens. He goes, this doesn't make any sense. They've crushed, destroyed Luke's character. He ran away. And I had that exact same feeling. I'm like, wait a second. The bond between these three characters and all of their accomplishments from that previous movie have been more or less undone. And so what was the point? That affects the way that, I look at those movies now. And it was a very weird thing because on the flip side of that, when people ask me, when was the point in the movie where you got kind of taken out of the movie? I actually got taken out of the movie when the old characters showed up. I was fine watching a new Star Wars movie that wasn't about them. It was when it was desecrating those characters, that was a bait and switch, all those kinds of things. But I'd have been perfectly fine for Star Wars to have moved on if it had to, but they kind of did the worst of both choices there, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, that stuff, that lore, I know enough about it to know that is some creepy stuff. Yeah, well, of course. Well, Paw Patrol is excellent. Paw Patrol is the greatest, man. I still love all of Ethan's stories about the need to provide your child with Paw Patrol when they love Paw Patrol. That is some fantastic dad stuff there. Always love hearing dad stories. Ethan told this story one time that just had me laughing again as a dad. A laugh of acknowledgement, where he talked about how there was this some Paw Patrol set. I'm sorry, my kids are older. I know he's got older kids than mine and younger, but my kids we're not Paw Patrol folks. So I don't know a lot about it, but there was apparently some station that they had, And there was one left at this toy store, and it was selling for a lot of money, and he bought it, and he's like, I had to buy it. There was only one left, and then him and Andrea went to Walmart, and there was like a whole wall of them, and she just looked over at him. Being a dad, being a husband, it's good stuff, man. It's good work if you can get it. But that just always has made me laugh, that story, because, it's like, you want your kids to have the stuff that, that inspires them and is exciting for them. And as a parent, there's a lot of joy in that. And I've always loved that kind of stuff. This is so fun. I love doing this stuff for you guys. You have no idea what a pleasure it is to do this work. It is grueling work, but I love doing it. Because I think to give somebody something that's handmade is it's really it forms a connection. It forms a connection with them and the work, and I think I can't think of a more fun thing to do as an artist, is to make that kind of stuff happen, Yeah, he's pretty much a villain now. Right on. Well, hold on a second. My glasses just fell off there. Hey, what's up, Back Row Comics? I haven't seen you in ages. How are you doing, man? Let's see here. Trying to keep that from closing. Let's see here. Where does it? Michael Dicha says, saw some amazing rapid animation tech demos at the Cherokee Nation Comic-Con. Very cool. They're building studios, advancing the tech, right now making films of their traditional lore. Serious comic art, too. Oh my gosh, man. I'd love to see that stuff. Did you take any pictures? If you took pictures and you post them on Twitter, tag me in them, man, because I'd love to see them. There's cool stuff afoot. There is cool stuff afoot. I'm excited about Razor Fist book. Really excited to see how that piece prints too, by the way. Excited about Battle Brick Road 2, which smashed through 30K. Thank you guys. The link for that book is in the description. The same thing goes with the Lucent. The Lucent and Michael Bancroft are, of course, on fire, as always. So yeah, there's just so much cool stuff happening. And of course, that art contest. I could not have been more excited to be a part of that art contest. I mean, just great work from you guys. Shout out to all of the people who entered. It's just so crazy. Oh, that's absolutely, yeah. Understood, Michael. Understood, brother. Let's see here. A foot. Yes, even a yard. That's right. Yeah, what's so funny is Jericho was talking about how much it drives him crazy, how often people use at the end of the day. And so I started saying to him, I was like, at the end of the day, it's night. Oh my God. Yeah, you gotta laugh sometimes about this stuff. It's hilarious. And my Shanthisms are ridiculous. I definitely have a few. Let's see here. Yeah, I gotta have a head sketch of a little Nosferatu-like vampire in here. It's not me. There we go. So fun. There we go. That's fun. Get my Bob Ross on. All right, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, sadly, it's looking like a reality. Oh my gosh, I must have missed stuff. I still want a sparkly puppy. Look, it could happen. You never know. Yeah, I think Marvel Comics died with Stan. Yeah, that's true. Shanth, that should be what you say, JCLS, at the end of the day. Night. Yeah, that's totally right. It's so satisfying whether someone with insane talent. Oh, wow, that's really cool. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate that. It took me a second to realize you're talking. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I do appreciate it. All the kind words are appreciated. Yeah, I love doing this stuff for you guys. I've got the best fans, and I've got the best customers. My customers are, and the people who back my work even more so, because it's like backing is to me somewhere beyond a customer. Interestingly enough, but they make stuff. They make all this stuff possible. They allow me to do the stuff that I do, and help to make this stuff possible. Let me just grab this. I'm going to move this over here at an angle so I can write. And I get to do this. So, good, you guys can't see. I was wondering if I was drawing even on frame. There we go. Get this one ready. Oh, I forgot one of the things I wanted to do on this. Let me see. Well, let me let this dry first. You guys are getting your bird's eye view of this. Shanth, do you have a time lapse you show on Bancroft's way back? Oh, yes, I do. I do have a time lapse. It's on. Was it the one of me painting? Was it the Frankenstein head? That one is on this channel. Yeah, that one's on this channel. I have that that time lapse, and then I think I did that one stream, if I'm not mistaken, where I actually did the painting of the lion head that's kicking around here somewhere. I remember that one. That was wild. There we go. Love this stuff. Just want to have a little value right in there. Okay. Now this is the fun part. I haven't done this on, I'll put this right here for a second. I haven't done this on one of these sketches yet with you guys watching, because I did a few before I started here. So, this will be fun. Those of you guys who've missed this. Yo! That was close. Almost dropped the pen. Yeah, I get nervous watching it too. Back from dinner, my wife roasted the most amazing turkey pre-Thanksgiving. Eric Weathers, that sounds awesome, man. Holy cow. Good heavens. Yeah, I've got a Thanksgiving problem, man. I love Thanksgiving. My favorite drink on Thanksgiving is a tall glass of gravy. Yeah, so this right here, this pen's got two different sides on it. And one of them is a little bit bigger and lays down a little bit more ink. And you can, put in some nice dark areas there. And I want to do that a little bit here. Because I did this on a sketch today, and I'm thinking, yeah, I kind of want to make that just work into there. Do that highlight. Oh, yeah, that's fun. Yeah, I want just a little bit of weight right there. So even though I'm not working with a brush, I want to just have a little bit of a brush quality right there, just to make that value a little bit darker. There we go. Oh, that's fun. Man, whenever you guys get one of these sketches, I'm telling you, I get lost in the drawing. You know that. If you ordered a head sketch, if you bought a head sketch and backed the head sketch tier, you know how much I get into these head sketches. It's the same thing, man. I'm crazy that way. Inking ASMR with Shanth Enjeti. Yeah, sound of that marker, man. Anyway, I watched, and at first I was like, I could do that. You guys are so funny. You can do this. It's possible. Anyone can cook. Oh my gosh, I actually would. I love watching that stuff. Gobble, gobble. That's right, man. Yeah, when does turkey not sound good? If there's one thing, hey, what's up, American Discord? How are you doing? My man, Shelby Cobra is what I shall dub you, Shelby Robertson. Shelby Cobra. That's how it's got to work. That's how it's got to work. It is great to see you, my friend. Big fan of your stuff. I've got actually in my... Let me just make sure I'm not lying here. I've typically had... I guess I must have put it in the bookshelf, but... Did I? Oh, no, I can still see it. I have in my direct line of sight... My vision must be going. I've got the CG Vacation book with your inks over Dale Keown right in front of me. So your work is always in my line of sight, Shelby. So know that. What's up, Admiral? Thank you so much, man, for being here, channel member and brother. It's great to see you. That was my nickname in high school when I played. Oh my gosh, baseball. That's fantastic, man. Oh my gosh, yes. Shout out to the Admiral, man. It's great seeing all of you guys here. Yeah, man. It's I like being surrounded by art, you know, and artists I respect. It's always cool. So great to have you in the chat, brother. Great to have you in the chat. There we go. There we go. Now that's fun. Now I'm all right with this. Now that's what I wanted. Let me let this dry. It's like these head sketches, people are just like, it's just a sketch. Move, stick and move. But I love doing this stuff because I mean, you know, it's like it's everybody gets their own copy of this book, and you know, you want it to be, even with the signatures, I just want it to be, you know, something that they know I had the book, you know, in my hand and I was doing that work. You know, that it's like it really is from me to you guys when I mail these things off. And that's why, like, I spent last night, I was mad because I ran out of ink in one of my signing markers, my last signing marker. So one of the things I did last night was to order some more markers, but then I also said, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bag and board, you know, put a bunch of bags and boards together just so they're ready, so I can just drop the books in once they're signed. And so, yeah, this is what we got, guys. Bagged and boarded and ready to get to a new home. That is what it's about, guys. That is what we do here. All right. So put this book over here. Get the next one loaded up. Yes, right. Stick and move. That's right, man. 100%. Yeah. Let me see here. Oh, yo, and farewell all. That's right. People are got to move, right? Sammy, we tease him because it looks like Dave Grohl. There you go. All right. Now, that's not a bad comparison to have. You've got to have one. Hail Shelby, says channel member Jeremy Burtz. Right on, guys. Yeah. Shanth, two questions. Shelby, I read at the speed of stop, so I'm so sorry. For you, is that interior page glossy? And if so, what marker are you finding works well for head remarks? That is a great question. So here's the thing. It is uncoated on the interior. Gloss on the cover, uncoated on the interior on the signatory page, but it still has some smoothness to it. So here's the marker that I'm using, Shelby. Here's what I'm using. It is the Sakura. I think it's Sakura. Hold on a second. I can't read in that light. Yes, it's the Sakura. I'm not holding it in front of the dang camera. Sorry, Shelby. It is the Sakura IdentiPen. And this thing will apparently write on glass. And it will get its job done. And so I tested it on a bunch of different surfaces. I would grab one and try it out because it's I went through a lot of pens. I was like, I don't want to sign with something that fades. I want to make sure that it can adhere to these books. And so I've done now 2 art books, used it on it, and been really happy with it. because I don't want it scratching off, or I don't want any of that stuff happening. So it's a great marker. It's super permanent, and it's fantastic. I don't know if I would use it to draw on glass, hoping it'd be permanent, which, you know, they say it can write on glass and stay, but it is a great pen for this kind of work. So yeah, can't recommend it enough. So give it a shot. See if it works for you, man, because you never know. But my experience has been really good with it. You know, my experience has been really good. So yeah, let me see. What should I do now? Gosh, I've got so many questions, so many things I could be thinking about. All right, let's try that a little bit. Oh yeah, I need my card. There we go. There we go. We're getting there. We got a mummy we got to draw here. Oh, let me see here. See, the chat's moving. Man, I got to get my glasses. Oh, thank you for the info, brother. Of course, man. Anytime, brother. I'll get one off Amazon or wherever to try. I've been using stuff that feels translucent. I know what you mean. This puts down a nice, solid, like, it's not matte. It's so, well, it's tough to say depending on what surface you use it on, but it's opaque. So you don't have to worry about it, and it's got two sides, a thicker side and a thinner side, so it'll feather nice. So it'll I think you'll enjoy it. But try it out and let me know. Hit me back. Let me know if it works, or if you have any trouble with it. Got copyright struck for Ellie. Look, that's terrifying. Yeah. Oh, I got a copyright struck 2 times for that Hero video by Foo Fighters. Yes, contested both, and obviously won both times. I don't use copyrighted materials in my video. That is insane. Yeah, that is a very weird one. That's a weird one. What is up, Ray Haylock, Tug's web guy? I tip my cap to you, my friend. It's great to see you. Shout out to Tug. Yeah, Shelby is starting his next stream with, "Hello, I've waited to hear from you." That's awesome. Yeah, we don't need to get struck any more than we are, man. It's you know how it goes. It's absolutely madness, man. Absolutely madness. But you know what? It's cool. I think I forget who I was talking to, but someone was talking to me who's usually not as optimistic as I am, and he was talking about what's going on right now, and he was saying, "Hey, listen, I think we're in the middle of a massive, massive change, you know." And I said, "Yeah, I think we are. I think people who have been busy with other things like paying the bills and as they should be, and trying to take care of things, finally it got to the point to where all of this insanity was presented in front of them, and it was and they finally were seeing, hey, this is why I'm having such a hard time paying the bills and finding good entertainment and all of that stuff." And yeah, I think these are pretty cool times we're in, because it also has meant that they've said, wait a minute, what do you mean there's all this artwork that's being produced out there that isn't like all this stuff I'm not interested in? And I think that Nosfero, it amazes me to see how many people, and I'm thrilled by this, who are like, man, I can't wait to get Nosfero on that Second Chance campaign. And I thought, wow, that's crazy, man. There's still a lot of people who have not gotten this book yet. And that's just great to see, because that means we got more books to sell. There we go. This is going to be fun. Oh, I'm off camera. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. Just realized I was drawn off camera. John was looking at some of his work. It looks absolutely amazing. We talking about Shelby? Yeah, it does, in case if that's what we're talking about. Karen Discord, sorry that happened to you, bro. Let's see here. All right, now I'm seriously gone. Take care, Admiral, and thank you for being a channel member. Thank you for being here. Let me see here. I had a retouch fine liner back in 92 that was amazing on all surfaces. Some German brand. Never found it again. Oh, man, bummer. Just subbed. No clue why I wasn't subbed before. Pretty sure I was. Yeah, man. Hey, listen, it's crazy with this stuff. Oh, wow. What is this? Yes. Irma-Faye, this is one of the head sketches in the Nosfero signing page for people who backed at the inked head sketch level. And thank you, Shelby. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I love seeing the stuff that everybody's doing. It's really cool, man. It's like I said, I've seen some of the most creative, inspiring, and interesting people in this space. People having, again, interesting conversations and creating really cool stuff. And also people who are knowledgeable about a lot of the work that I'm into, which is really cool. And most importantly, as Irma-Faye knows really well, people who make me laugh my head off. Like when I find myself on a stream with Gabe and Jericho, and we're talking about, oh my gosh, no retreat, no surrender. I thought I was going to die a couple of times there. I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. I mean, when Jericho does his very inappropriate Barney imitation, if it doesn't make you start crying or wheezing, then I don't know what to tell you. Because it... I have to turn my camera off sometimes and just, mute it, because I will get into a laughing fit and not be able to stop. It's... Oh my gosh, those guys are hilarious. Yeah, I'm sort of like, I enjoy being many different things on that show, but one of my favorite things to be is the laugh track. Got so many people in the audience when we do our shows. If you're here, you know what I'm talking about. People just waiting for me to completely lose it and crack up, man. That's just how it goes, Yeah, it's pretty spooky how spot on Jericho is. Timmy, you know it's true. You know it's true, man. Yeah. It is bananas. It is bananas. Yeah, his stuff is just crazy. Just crazy. I'm sure he has some other instructional videos. Comrade Sammy, are we talking about Shelby Robertson? Yeah, there's some great stuff on Shelby's channel. If you have not seen it, go and make sure you're subbed to his channel, because he does some fantastic stuff over there. So yes, indeed. I know I even have him over here, but I want to see. It's like, part of me wants to look at reference. The other part of me is like, just kind of like, don't want to be stuck with it. With reference, I want to give people stuff that's, it's got its own sort of quality to it that's just theirs. It's only happening on their sketch. When I was growing up in Chattanooga, I remember we were all obsessed with the G.I. Joe character Storm Shadow. And one of the things that was so crazy about it is we were all obsessed where every time we did a drawing, we would do these ninja hand wraps. And friends would go around going, okay, so you draw this one over, then this one. This is how you make it look like they're braided hand wraps. And we were just, it was the coolest thing. The kid who figured it out, we all were copying his ninja hand wraps, because we just assumed that everybody had white hand wraps on their wrists. It was sort of a requirement. You'd get pulled over if you didn't have those on, and you were trying to be a ninja warrior. You know how it goes. Very strict regulations. Oh my god, it's so funny to think about. When I was younger, just from the basic starting point of, my God, I can't believe I'm alive still. Very fortunate. But yeah, I mean, it's just, there's just this great sort of playful, fun innocence of the way that you imagine and the way that you respond to imagination that is I think it's what all of us realize is an essential fuel to have. A lot of us here read fiction and love craft and like watching people make magical things. I know I do, and that's a huge part of it, man. That's a huge part of it. Let's see here. Got 2 new friends from Gothic's chat here. Hazret and Comrade Sammy. There you go. Wow, look at this, man. Everybody's here. These are definitely some of the better headshot remarks I've seen in a while. Oh, thank you. Jeez. Thank you, Shelby. I appreciate that. That is cool. Julian Cruz showed classmates how to draw Sonic, and that was cool. See? You remember those folks, right? I remember the guy who introduced me to the comics, all of that stuff. Evan Marmer, Nosfero painted art looks gorgeous. Cannot wait to receive my copy. Are you a fan of the late... Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. And here's the cool thing about that question. Now I gotta just see if I can do this. Am I right or wrong here? Let me see. Possibly both, as I like to say. Hang on a sec here. I gotta pause for that. Okay. I'm gonna try not to make a mess here. Oh, here we go. I know, sometimes the question from the chat necessitates, me just my enthusiasm or activates my enthusiasm. Is this it right here? If I start an avalanche, I apologize. It may be loud, but we'll see. We pulled it off. Right next to me, my friend. Oh, I can do it here. Right next to me is my Bernie Wrightson, the FPG years, all of his trading card artwork. I love his Frankenstein. Love all of that stuff, but I'm a big Bernie Wrightson fan. I love his stuff. Dave Stevens was sort of my entry into that, but I love those guys. Everybody who was at the studio. Jeffrey Catherine Jones, Bernie Wrightson, I can't believe I'm blanking. William Michael Kaluta, all those guys were just brilliant, man. I love those guys. So yes, big Bernie Wrightson fan. Storm Shadow was great as the Joe's guns got bigger and cooler. Here comes this dude with nothing but 2 swords. What? You're absolutely right, Lord Ravener. Absolutely right, man. And that was a big thing for me. It's you see characters like that. We knew nothing about that character. In a lot of ways, it was similar to the reaction to Boba Fett, because Storm Shadow was not in every single episode. And certainly the comics, I remember, was that great cover of the elevated train, and Storm Shadow is being kicked off the train by Snake Eyes, and it had the origin story of Snake Eyes in it with the chopper. But I remember seeing that character, and you didn't know what was gonna, get made into an action figure when you were a kid. I mean, now you realize they're gonna make whatever sells. Back then, they used to do that. But man, that character just hit us like a ton of bricks. It was so iconic. It was so great, man. And I love that stuff, man. That's just great stuff. Oh my gosh, thank you guys. This is like a positivity intervention. Gosh, you guys are so nice. Oh my goodness. Much love. You guys are great. Wasn't that the issue that McFarlane drew and they didn't use? Oh, I don't know. I remember seeing those pages because I've got the art book that McFarlane put out a while ago, but it's crazy. Shanth is so hokey and sentimental. It's great. He's the reason I'm back at a drawing. I'm telling you what, I absolutely am. Guilty as charged. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's like, there's just so many things that I could not have imagined when I was younger. Like the library now, in terms of being able to find information, is bigger and more accessible than it's ever been. The only difficult thing is kind of knowing where to look and for the stuff that you're looking for. And I don't mean which books to avoid or any of that craziness. I mean that if you've never heard of an artist before, you don't know, you can't think to Google search them. It sounds like a really obvious thing, but it's big. You don't know how to look for stuff. And this may sound, crazy to you guys, but I had never even heard of Ethan until the Star Wars stuff. I knew about him. I was like, oh, this guy, he works in comics, because he was talking about Star Wars and all that stuff. And because I was never collecting DC Comics, I moved out of those comics around that time. I was much more into European comics at that point. So my real introduction to Ethan was CyberFrog. And it's amazing because meeting, his work or encountering his work with CyberFrog was a bit like discovering Todd McFarlane with Spawn. So he'd had this big career between CyberFrog the first time at DC, and when he came back, CyberFrog was a different thing. It had matured. It had a much richer cosmic aspect to it, and it's just become something. In a lot of ways, it's very, very similar, I think, to what Todd's experience was. But the same thing goes with so many artists, whether it's some of my art heroes are Aaron Horkey, David A. Smith, who's a reverse glass artist who was recently actually knighted. He was by the late Queen a couple of years ago. He's just an outstanding artist carrying on that tradition. The Townsends, who do 18th century cooking and a lot of 18th century history on their channel. I love them. So yeah, there's so many things that I've been exposed to as a result of, these kinds of interactions. And you see people doing things and it makes it feel possible. So I think that if I can play any small part in that, then I'm more than happy to. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's fun. Let's see here. I love Townsends. I'm so addicted to them, man. Those guys are great. I actually got Eric Weathers addicted to them too. So I'm spreading my love of Townsends everywhere because I wish I could show it to you guys. Oh, it was heartbreaking, but my wife is awesome, so she took care of it for me, which was a really nice Christmas present. I got one of their custom Townsends mugs that they do. Well, they make a bunch of them, but they're kind of these hand-done, really beautiful, hefty mugs that have the boar head on them. And the leg of my desk slipped out, and I grabbed all of the stuff I could, and that mug just slid off and snapped. But I love their stuff. I've got one of their mugs over there. I support them in any way I can. I think I'm a YouTube channel member on Townsend's, because even though they've got 2 million subscribers, and imagine how huge it is. All you channel members in the chat, it is a big deal. The smaller the channel is to have a channel member, it has a huge impact on us. Huge. But I'm a channel member of their stuff because they put so much good out into the world, and they do really great work. And I love those guys. I'm singing their praises. Big fan of them. Yes, and Tasting History with Max Miller. There's some great people out there, guys. Some fantastic people out there. And yeah, feast on that stuff. It's the best. It's at 100% like I love it. I don't know where I would be without all of that cool stuff, because it really is fuel for what I do. It really is fuel for what I do. Okay. Now we got to do this part right here, which is always a part. There we go. Just want to make sure that doesn't... I mean, like I said, I don't think it does. This type of pen typically doesn't do that, but just to be sure. Just to be sure. There we go. And another one. Let me get this pen cap on here. And got this bag and board ready to go. There we go. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Bagged and boarded. Ready to go to somebody's home. We got our Gemini mailers. And that is the fun part of doing this stuff is getting it ready for you guys. Getting it ready to go. You know, we've been doing. I feel myself thinking about the that end sequence in Dances with Wolves when he's like, "We've come far, you and I," and I thought, yeah, we've come far, guys, with all this stuff, man. When I grow up, I want to live in the 18th century. You got to move to Indiana. They're making it happen there, man. You know, it's absolutely great stuff, man. It's absolutely great stuff, you know. And yeah, in case anybody's wondering, I love Dances with Wolves. I love that movie, man. That movie really had a huge impact on me, you know, when I was coming up. I just thought it was great. You know, I just thought it was really cool. You know, and I think that's what it is. Oh, I cannot wait for you to get your book. I mean, guys, when I say, like, look at this. This was the dream. This was the dream, and I couldn't even let myself think about it when I started this process. Because when I started this process, let me make the camera a little more centered here. When I started the process of drawing this book, I had to keep my eye on the prize so much when I was doing it. So to see, this is what I was holding on for. Look at all these. Look at all these books. We have them. They're so great, man. Thank you, Lord Ravener, for being here and watching this thing come together. I appreciate you guys so much. I mean, you know, you have been here since the start of all of this craziness, and it's the same thing with Stephen Rockwood. It's the same thing with all of you guys. You know, it's the same thing with Admiral Wackass. I remember, you know, Cranberry Langers. I mean, John, I could go through all of you guys in the chat, and this is the thing about it. And Jim Cox, where's my book? Jim, I don't know what it is, man. You always put me in a good mood when I see you in the chat, brother. It is coming, man. It is coming. Jim, look at this. Dude. Jim. These are just a few of the head sketched tier interior sketchbooks, but look at all of these books, dude. Look at all of these books, man. And it's like, it is so, it's crazy, man. I go back to seeing you in the chat. I don't even want to think about how many years ago it was. I'm guessing 5 or 6 years that I've been in the chat with you, you know, during all these crazy streams. And just to get here, you know, it's like, it's insane. It's been so much work. But I'll tell you this, guys. I imagined the work that I could figure out. Like, because I've done 2 art books before, I've done comics before. I'm like, this is going to be a ton of work. Printing, fulfillment, all of that stuff. The thing I couldn't have imagined was what was going to happen once I got into Comicsgate. Because I was already in Comicsgate, but as a creator, I had no idea. I didn't know how comfortable I was going to get with YouTube and all that stuff. And by the grace of God and a lot of hard work, I've met all of you amazing people and could not be happier. I got nothing, no complaints, nothing to be sad about. I just keep working, and you guys have got my back. But it's a crazy thing, man. It's a crazy thing. Thank you guys so much for being channel members. Thank you guys so much for freaking cracking me up. There you go. I was literally backer number 1, Lord Ravener. You know, man. You know. Yeah, I remember, dude. That was a crazy night, and I had no idea where it was going to go. No idea where it was going to go. And here we are. Oh, this is the final book. Oh, Jim, this is the final book. 100%. Yeah, man. Because this is the glossy cover. Here it is. Yeah. This is the book right there. I mean, it is... Oh, it's so nice. It's on such heavy paper, and the cover is so beautiful with the gloss, and, you know, the interior, you know, pages are just gorgeous. It is the closest, and that doesn't even do it justice because I've adjusted my camera lighting, but it is the closest you are going to get to... I wish I could get it to focus better, to looking at the originals. Like, and I you know, it's I think it's like $60 a proof. I did a second proof on this book because I said, no, the colors aren't right. I got to send it back again. And we went over all this stuff with a fine-tooth comb at the book publisher that I use. And here we are, man. It's huge. What is up, Ellie Munoz? How are you doing, my friend? Yeah, we started at the bottom, and now we're here 100%. Yeah. Bancroft launches back in the day were a full-on event. It's crazy now. And now we're here. It's crazy. They're huge now. Get that gloveless mitt off of my book. I know, I'm sorry. I'll I can't hold the pen any other way, guys. You know how it goes. But yeah, guys, take a look. Take a look. It's in a book, A Reading Rainbow. But the gamma is adjusted on my camera so you guys can see the drawings. But yeah, these are going to be lovely, lovely, lovely books. Made with Liberty in the US of A, kids. Printed here in the States. All of it. And it's because of you guys. And now we're going to jack the price up on these books when we sell them again because they were expensive. And you guys get it for that price, man. That's how it works. That's how we have to make sure we don't go broke making these. We got to make a profit. But it's the way it is. I'm shielding my eyes from the story. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not showing any pages you haven't already seen. Yes, indeed, Lord Ravener. Bow, indeed. You guys know. You've been here, man. Yeah, it's so great to see you guys. I know there's Comicsgate Kings and Post Kangs and all of that stuff, but let me say this, guys. Tonight I'm probably going to do, and I see the groomsmen here in the chat, I'm probably going to do a Waffle Lodge tonight because it's been a minute, and I definitely want to do one, so I'll probably do one later once all the little people of Stonehenge, once my family's asleep. But, yeah, you guys do, because think about it this way. For you, a special price. Think about it this way. When I launched this campaign, this was pre-inflation. So everything got more expensive, and everything got more expensive. Brushes, paper, all of the stuff that I was using to make these books. But I was like, we're delivering these books. That's it. This is what we said. Like, there's no way, like, if I had to like start, selling organs, we're delivering these books. And you know what? People are going to see this and they're going to go, why didn't I hear about this? And it's going to be because it wasn't some massive book. It wasn't some huge, thing. It started here, and you guys are here at the beginning. These first printings are going to cost a lot. When I do the Second Chance campaign, I'm charging a lot for these. I did the same thing with my art books because people who got in early, like, I'm so happy John is charging $150 for his book right now, Little Black Riding Hood, because people who got that book, what an amazing investment. Nobody knew it was going to be this big thing. It's the same thing for you guys. This is the first appearance of Nosfero, the first printing. It says so. The next printing will be a second printing. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love it, man. Yeah, I want to start collecting physical copies of all of my favorite comic books. I'll have to add Nosfero to my list. Absolutely, Hazard. I'd be honored to have you as a customer. Yeah, Bancroft has a horse race and giveaway stream tonight. Very, very cool, guys. I have considered a hardcover. I've got to see what the financial feasibility is for us, because what we're going to try to do now is, now that we have this thing, we want to make sure we can start making, some money off of it in terms of the second releases. So I'm going to price everything out as best as I can, and then we'll see what works. I can't wait to read how Nosfero is just the first 3 pages and the real hero. Yes, that's right. Well, you know that, Michael. Dang, spoilers. Spoilers. I took my time on this one and was backer number 24. Well, I'll forgive you for being only backer 24. Jim, you're the man. Seriously, man. Real recognizes real, baby. That's the way it is, man. And we just work. You guys who've been on these streams, you guys know. We're streaming and we're drawing, and it's hours and hours and hours and hours. And yeah. I was talking with someone about that last night, but I can't talk about that. Let's see here. Spoilers or non-spoilers, which is to say, yeah, you should, 100%, guys, yeah. My next time, by campaign 2, here's my goal, right? By campaign 2, I still want to just be using one glove to sign these things, but I want it to be just covered in sequins like Michael Jackson. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want that kind of money. I want sequence money, because I really don't imagine where it can go from there. But bless my wife, she's been supporting this forever, and so, you channel members help make this possible. You guys, doing all the stuff that you do on your end, but you backers, this is important. This stuff has got to, this book has got to continue to grow. The second printing and the Second Chance campaign has to do well, or this stuff ain't possible. So I thank you guys for being here. And again, by the way, let me just say this too. To all of you guys in the chat who were participating in this, man, in the contest for Bancroft's contest, let me just say this, man. Because this is important, because I just saw Dean in there, man. I was so impressed by the stuff that you guys did. Dean, I saw that piece and I felt like, I'm like, man, I know this guy better now. Like, as an artist. Like, I felt like that was so many of you guys who had stuff there. Stephen Rockwood, all of you guys. When I saw that stuff, I was like, man. So make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel, because we're going to keep having fun. This is where I'm going to drop all of the news first for what's coming out when and what book is coming out. So this is where you're going to find out all that stuff. This is probably the best place outside of Twitter, you know, it's actually better than Twitter to find out what's going on with me and the stuff that I'm doing. And you're going to see the process of me doing head sketches, signing books, fulfillment, all of that stuff. And I thank you guys so much for being here for this stream. There's a lot of streams out there today. I'll probably be doing, you're very welcome. Dean, you're so incredibly welcome, my friend. So welcome. I think I voted for the 2 line art entries, and of course Clark's. Well, you got to vote for Clark's, man. Respect to Clark. That made me smile, man. I love that stuff. When people start posting, receiving this on Twitter, your second chance will rock. Oh, thank you. From your lips to God's ears. Thank you so much. Yeah, a lot of good stuff in that contest. Amen, Jim. You're so right, man. So right. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Cranberry Langers. Losing streaming Steam. Actually, I'm going to get ready for a stream. I'm going to do another stream tonight, I think. We're going to do the Waffle Lodge tonight for sure. I don't know if those guys are going to be too busy to stream, but if anybody's around, they're welcome to, any of the Waffle Lodge crew are around, they're welcome to pop in here. But yeah, it's you guys keep me going, man. Any place is better than Twitter. That's probably true, yes. Agent Cox says Cranberry Langers. Howdy, Cranberry Langers. G'day, Cranberry. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to play the end credits that have all the channel members' names in them. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Go find some inspiring streams if you want to find that video I was telling you about with, I don't know what the link is, for how to make a medieval book from scratch. That guy blew my mind this week. But yeah, absolutely great to see you guys. Let me see here. Yes, Timmy Mello, my man. Hopefully someday soon I'll have good enough skills to enter those contests. I have absolute faith in that. Absolute faith in that, Timmy. Is it still Twitter? I thought it was called X now. Yeah, I know. I'm just old. I'm calling it Twitter. Did someone say waffles? You better be ready, groomsman. Clear the decks, baby. I'm expecting you to be there. Yeah, I'm going to get you 3-4. That's right. God bless all. Indeed, Sean. Shanth might want to get a fruit basket to take to the PO for the first trip. Yes, I will. I absolutely might. You know, thank you so much. You know it. I'll do the Marine salute, because you know what I mean. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know. God, you guys. I wish I didn't know what that was. I blame Anna and the Jack Show guys. You guys are too funny. God bless you all. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. We'll play the credits to the channel members. God bless you all. And as I always say, speak easy, stay gold, keep the faith, and peace, because that is what my name means. Take care, everybody. See you soon.